So let's start with the last chapter, that is chapter 12, which talks about future trends in emerging technologies. In this chapter, we'll be studying about different technologies, but to start with, let's recapitulate what we have already studied. We know, we have already studied about AI and ML, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning, and we have seen how they are transforming automation, decision making, and data analysis. Then we saw IoT, which creates interconnected ecosystems in homes, cities, and industries. Blockchain, which ensures secure, transparent solutions in finance and supply chains. 5G networks, which enable faster data, low latency, and smart device integration. Renewable energy and biotechnology that drive sustainable and healthcare innovations. Then in the last chapter, we talked about augmented reality, which overlays digital data onto physical worlds. It enhances real-world experiences with photos, videos, or sounds. Unlike VR, AR merges virtual and physical environments, and devices like smartphones, tablets, and smart glasses can be used to enable AR. Sensors, camera, and software ensure precise digital integration. There are two types of augmented reality. For example, marker-based augmented reality. It is activated when smartphone cameras take physical photographs or marks, which then superimpose digital elements. First, you take pictures and then you impose digital elements on them. These markers have the ability to symbolize an item or visual element, for example, logo or a QR code. Then we have the markless augmented reality, which is more intricate method that does not depend upon markers. Instead, it empowers users to choose the location where they want to project the material, and the gadget's user recognition algorithm to analyze patterns, colors, and other compatible characteristics to ascertain the identity of an item. For example, you don't use a marker, you just tell, for example, you want to place an apple and there's a table. So the application will automatically find the best suitable location where it can be placed. Subsequently, the gadgets will depend upon GPS, accelerometers, cameras, compasses, and to overlay a picture over the actual physical environment. Now, visualization. Purpose of augmented reality is visualization, instruction, and interaction. Visualization, you must have seen that in many websites, for example, Lenskart and IKEA, they use augmented reality apps. For example, they take a picture of your room and then you will select a sofa set and it will place it there. You can see how it looks, the sofa set looks in your room. Similarly, Lenskart takes a picture of your face and then you can select a glass and you can superimpose it on your face to see how that glass looks on you. So that is all for visualization. Let's see another example. AR enables users to get more comprehensive understanding of complex elements inside the human body. It's an example. So that you can better understand the human body and the mechanical systems. This is achieved by overlaying real-time pictures of human veins during blood drawing processes or by demonstrating how different pieces fit together. Your digestive system, your heart, how it works. So everything can be overlaid and explained. Instruction, AR enhanced teaching and training offers immediate access to knowledge and diagrams, eliminating the need to waste time referring to videos or 2D schematics. Interaction, AR revolutionizes the way people and machines interact by eliminating the need for physical control in the future. Virtual reality immerses users in a fully digital environment. We've already read about a lot about virtual reality. It isolates users from the real world for a simulated experience. VR headsets with sensors track head movements and provide immersion. Some headsets also include hand controls for virtual interaction. For example, there are three types of virtual reality as we read in the last chapter: non-immersive, semi-immersive, and fully immersive. In non-immersive virtual reality, it is a prevalent medium that utilizes a video game console or computer because you're not into it. You know that you are there in the real world and your focus is on the game. Then semi-immersive VR, the experience is semi-immersive. So there is, you are 50-50. It's like in the real world in the and in the virtual world. Fully immersive where you are totally in the virtual world. So, experience is created using sensory perceptions like sound, sight, which makes you feel as if you are a part of the virtual world only. Now, when we talk about 5G, we already know that in India, 5G is being installed everywhere now, and very soon we are going to talk about 6G. So, just to give you a history, 1G started in 1980, with which you can only have voice calls via radio signals. Then here we had 2G, launched in 1990, which enabled both voice and data transmission. We had 3G in 2000, which offered faster speeds for phone, video, and conferencing. 4G was launched in 2010 that supported speed up to 1 Gbps, enabling 3D virtual reality. Then, in five, what how the timeline goes for 5G. In 2016 to 2017, initial discussion on 5G began between Indian telecom companies and regulatory bodies. 2018 and 2019 was a period when the government allocated 3300 to 3600 megahertz frequency for 5G spectrum and conducted trials. In 2017, the Department of Telecommunications launched 5G in India, 5G India 2020 Forum for Strategic Planning. So planning started in 2017. October 2022, Prime Minister Modi officially launched 5G services during the India Mobile Congress, and since 2023, efforts have been made to expand 5G coverage to more cities and rural areas with significant infrastructure investments. Real life applications of 5G includes industrial IoT, healthcare, autonomous vehicles, education, and smart city. For example, hospitals use IoT sensors to monitor and trace the functionality and whereabouts of vital equipment such as insulin pumps, ventilators, crash cards, and EKG machines. These sensors may assist maintenance personnel in determining the location of equipment and identifying when it requires repair. So, we can use predictive analytics for predictive maintenance, and we can also easily find the location where they are kept. Then the next technology we are going to talk about is the BCI, the brain computer interface. You must have heard about Neuralink, and it's somewhere related to BCI. So BCI enables direct communication between brain and external devices. For example, you must have seen with your brain signals, you can play a game, you can draw a. I don't know whether you've seen those videos or not. You can make a drawing just by thinking. So that's the beauty of BCI. So it bypasses traditional neuromuscular pathways. BCIs have potential in medical rehabilitation and assistive technology. Significant advancements have occurred in neurophilosophy, uh, psy- physiology, and computer tech. Early tests in the 1900s demonstrated brain-machine communication feasibility. How does BCIs work? BCIs detect and intercept brain signals. We know that brain connects all the body parts. So it's the brain which sends signals to our hands, to our feet, and tells what to do when. So now these brain activity is recorded and processed to determine the user intent, what the user wants to do. There will be a chip which will record the brain activity and determine what the user wants to do. A command signal is sent to the control to the desired application. For example, I want to move my hands. So a command is sent from the brain to my hands. Feedback is provided to inform the user if the action was successful. Then the progress includes signal collection, processing, and command execution. For example, here, the first record brain activity is recorded using a headset cap or a cap with special sensors. Now, once you have collected the brain signals, it is processed using a computer to identify the user's desired action, what the user wants to do. Now, the here, a signal is sent to that application to carry out the desired command. And then feedback is sent to the human to ask whether what you wanted to do has it been done. So there are two types of ways for acquiring signal: invasive methods and non-invasive methods. In the invasive methods, procedures provide more precision. So they are more precise as they include increased medical hazard, but they also include increased medical hazards. Invasive brain compute BCIs are surgical. In invasive BCIs, a chip is inserted into patient's brain tissue. They are preferable alternative for patients undergoing recovery from severe illness such as paralysis, accident, neuromuscular disorders due to substantial dangers associated with the surgery. So when a patient utilizes a non-invasive, so in invasive way you have to insert it into the tissues. In non-invasive BCI, brain machine interface, a device equipped with electrical sensors serve as a bidirectional communication channel between the patient's brain and machine. So here, instead of using a chip that is inserted in the tissue, you are just using sensors to record the brain's activity. As these brain-computer connections are not directly connected to the brain tissue, their impulses are less strong. So invasive, the strength is high. Non-invasive, the strength is less. But invasive is there are hazards related, right? But non-invasive, comparatively less hazards. They are better suited for applications such as augmented reality, virtual gaming, directing actions for robots and other equipment. For example, if there's a robot and you want to operate it using your brain signals, then you can use non-invasive. So these devices do not require surgical implantation. They can be used for a wide range of applications from gaming to medical diagnostics. Now, model market, if you see, BCIs are used to restore lost functions in patients with neurological impairments such as those resulting from spinal cord injury, stroke, and then ALS. For example, BCIs can enable paralyzed individuals to control their limbs or computer cursors using their brain signals. BCIs are employed in neurorehabilitation to help patients recover motor functions. For example, if they had paralytic attack and they're not able to move their hands, but then in that case, a virtual arm or a limb can be used on the hands as a substitute, and then it can be that hand can be moved using the brain signals. By providing real-time feedback on brain activity, BCIs can promote neuroplasticity and accelerate recovery. BCIs enhance gaming by enabling thought control. Your thinking and the AR and VR games are controlled. BCIs can provide hands-free control of multimedia devices like music. So you can change the music just using your brain signal. What you think is done. BCIs can be integrated with smart home systems. Like if you want to increase the speed of the fan, you can just send your brain signals and do that. Control lights, temperature, and other home devices through your brain signals. Now, challenges and ethical considerations. The continuing problems of BCIs are ensuring accuracies, speed, and dependability. Signal interference and the intricate nature of brain's neural network was substantial. Because our brain, I read in a science book that brain and heart are the two body parts which have magnetic effects. So, signal interference is a problem. Then BCIs give rise to ethical concerns also around privacy. The ability, if you're reading somebody else's thoughts, how you are using it, and then regarding the identity, alterations of self-perception. If I think that I am, you can change my personality. If I think I am so and so, you can make me think that I'm not so and so. I am this and that, right? And equality, equal access to modern technology, because not everybody can afford this. Then said, therefore, regulation of brain-computer interfaces is complex, including several standards and approvals to guarantee safety and effectiveness. The social impact of BCIs raises worries because the possibility of exacerbating the disparity between those who have the access to technology and those who do not have. BCI and human brain. Below is the, you can understand this in three steps. First, brain signal acquisition. You collect the brain signals, process it, and then feature extraction. In signal processing, this stage entails removing artifacts. If there's some noise, you remove it from muscle movement, eye blinks, and electrical interference. Then you extract some important features. Feature extraction entails the identification of relevant patterns or attributes from the pre-processed brain signals. We have different techniques like EEG, MEG, FNIRS, and implantable electrodes for brain signal acquisition. For example, in EEG, the most important it is non-invasive approach. So in non-invasive, we use sensors. We do not place a chip inside the tissue. Remember that. The process involves the placement of electrodes on the scalp to quantify the electrical activity produced by the brain. In MEG, a technique, it's a technique used to quantify the. So here it works with electrical signals generated by the brain, and this MEG works with the magnetic fields generated by the brain's neural activity. It requires protection from extraneous, so additional noise, other magnetic fields say it has to be protected. Then we have functional near-infrared spectroscopy. It is a technique to detect alterations in cerebral blood flow and oxygenation. So, see, when we want to criticize something and when we want to comply with something, the amount of oxygen and the cerebral blood flow varies. So, it understands those things. Then we have implantable electrodes such as ECOG and microelectrodes. They are used in invasive BCIs. ECOG electrodes are placed on the surface of the brain while microelectrodes are inserted into the brain tissue. These techniques provide data with high level of detail but carry potential for surgical complications because they are invasive BCIs. Now, the next technology that we are going to read is about quantum computing. You must have heard, and very often it comes in newspapers. So, we know that so far we've studied that computer is a understands only binary language. It knows only two states, 0 or 1, on or off. But in quantum computing, you can have multiple states. Quantum computing merges computer science, physics, and mathematics. It leverages quantum mechanics to solve problems faster. Of course, if instead of two, if you're suppose using 4 bits, in fact, 114 bits is now being used. So instead of 2 bits, if you have 114 bits, the processing would be much faster. The field includes both hardware development and application implementation. Applications span finance portfolio optimization and chemical process simulation. It addresses challenges beyond the reach of current advanced supercomputers. For example, I read somewhere that a computer it can solve the same problem which can be solved by a normal computer in 10,000 years can be solved in much less time. Then features of quantum computing. Quantum computing relies on superposition and entanglement, and we will understand these two terms in the next slide. So these are the key principles of quantum physics. These quantum phenomena enable quantum computers to solve tasks faster than conventional computers. Quantum computing can enhance the speed of applications like machine learning, and a lot of optimization problems can now be solved easily. It improves the modeling of physical systems with greater efficiency, and the unique property of quantum mechanics and quantum computers is if they outperform classical systems in not just several but areas. What is superposition? See, quantum superposition occurs when particles exist in multiple states simultaneously. So far we have read that if there are 2 bits, so we can have the states 00, 01, 10, and 11. At one particular time, the we can have only one possible state. But in quantum superposition, we can have multiple states together. Right, so it's likened to overlap pawn. You can imagine it as overlapping pawn waves or a coin being both heads and tails at once. You can never have a coin which shows both head and tail together. But it is possible when you're using superposition in quantum mechanics. Entanglement is the key to quantum computing's power. Entangled qubits exhibit in a unified state, influencing each other predictably. Quantum algorithm exploit this correlation for problem solving, adding qubits exponentially boosts computing power. So entanglement enables tackling complex computational problems in less time. So here the basic thing is the qubits exist in a unified state. Decoherence, it occurs when quantum properties of qubits degrade. I mean, it's from the name it is very clear because of vibrations or temperature fluctuations. Thus, it can destroy or disturb the quantum states. So, loss of superposition leads to errors in computations. Shielding methods include supercooled refrigerators, so temperature because the temperature increases drastically. So you need supercooled refrigerators and insulation to keep away the heat. Vacuum chambers help to protect qubits from external interference. Now, benefits of quantum computing include solving complex problems, acceleration of AI and ML, financial optimization, enhanced cybersecurity, optimized logistics and manufacturing. So, in every way, in fact, in every field, optimization can be done. Scientific and medical advancements, environmental and climate change insights. Now, key applications of quantum computing include artificial intelligence, machine learning, financial sector, reinventing cybersecurity, weather forecasting, maximizing resource utilization because of its optimization feature, and then leading environmental modeling because of environmental and climate insights. The next technology that we are going to discuss is nanotechnology. A nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter. That is 10 to the power minus 9 of a meter, much thinner than a paper. Nanotechnology manipulates matter at atomic and molecular scales. Nanoscale meters, that is less than 100 nanometers, have unique reactivity and strength. Its enhanced surface area to volume ratio boosts their functionality. Applications span electronics, medicine, energy, textiles, and more. We'll see how. Examples of nanotechnology applications: nanomaterials improve conductivity and durability in electronics. Nanoparticles enhance texture in cosmetics like foundations. So they are used in electronics, cosmetics, sporting goods use nanomaterial for better performance and durability. Clothing use nanomaterials for more durable and water resistant. And nanoscale oxides are used in sunscreen for more effective and long lasting effect. Types of nanomaterials. Carbon nanotubes are created via carbon-based vapor deposition. So carbon is vaporized and then deposited. Quantum dots are nanoscale crystals grown in solutions. Then dendrimers are nanoparticles with layered shells built from a core. Nanocomposites mix nanomaterials with larger materials. So nanocomposite means mixing of nanomaterials with larger materials for strength. Nanocomposites strengthens metals, plastic and other substances. So here we are mixing them to increase their durability and strength. Methods of creating nanomaterials. So we have different methods like top-down, bottom-up, self-assembly, physical vapor deposition and chemical vapor deposition. In the top-down approach, we start with larger material. For example, if you want to mix, say, with a particular metal, so we'll take that metal at large and carve them down to nanoscale using techniques like lithography, laser ablation, and chemistry. So we'll take the big material and break it down into nanoparticles. Bottom up, in here you are building up materials from smaller components through chemical synthesis or self-assembly. Self-assembly means designing materials to organize into desired nanoscale structures. They are creating themselves, they are joining or whatever, and they are creating the using techniques like template assisted or directed self-assembly. Then physical vapor deposition. So you vaporize a material and deposit it on a surface to form a thin film. Chemical vapor, here you are reacting a gas with the surface. So here you are vaporizing the material to deposit it, and here you are making it react with a gas. So reacting a gas with the surface to create thin film of the desired material. Benefits of nanotechnology: improved materials, because now the nanomaterials are stronger, lighter, more durable, and they benefit the industries like construction, transportation, and consumer products. Increase energy efficiency. Now the reliance on fossil fuels is decreased and it produces lower greenhouse gas emissions. Then enhance medical treatments for producing effective drugs, diagnostic tools, and medical devices which improve healthcare. Then water filtrations are also use nanoparticles for uh, purifying the water. Then enhance food safety and agriculture, in which sensors detect food contaminant, and targeted fertilizers and pesticides reduce environmental harm. But there are also some risks associated to health and environment, economics, and ethical risks. For example, the long-term effects are not fully understood yet, raising concern about potential harm to humans and the environment. Nanotechnology may disrupt traditional industries and create economic inequality. Then, It also has potential misuse of nanotechnology for military or surveillance purposes. Let's see the status of nanotechnology in India. JNCASR and DST initiated nanoscience technology in 2001. The Nano mission launched in 2007. It aims to make India a global leader in nanoscience. Over 30 companies, including TCS and Bharat Biotech, are involved in nanotech applications. India collaborates with countries like USA, Germany, and Israel on nano projects. India ranks third globally in nanotechnology publications and has made significant healthcare and defense advancements. Let's see how 3D printing, what 3D printing is, and how 3D printing can be used with nanotechnology. So 3D printing uses a bottom-up method, stacking layers of materials for construction. So this approach minimizes waste by optimizing resource usage. And we studied that it enables precise and complex structure with higher accuracy. 3D printing offers a wide range of design options. It is primarily used with polymers, plastics, and ceramics. Now, nanotechnology enhances 3D printing by enabling the creation of structures at the nanoscale. It allows integration of nanomaterials in the primary material for improved properties. So you mix the nanomaterial with the primary material for improved properties. This combination leads to enhanced strength and conductivity and functionality. Nanotechnology enables fabrication of finer, more detailed, and precise 3D printed items. Here you can see in this diagram that we use a focused electron beam induced deposition in which the focused electronic beam is used to build intricate 3D nanostructures. So we see volatile pieces here coming down. A magnetic deposit electron beam is used for magnetic deposit, and we also have a gas injection system so that and from which gas molecules are coming. Then two photon lithography in which employs photosensitive materials with highly focused laser light in infrared spectrum. Let's see 3D printing in medical applications. It is used to create uh, limbs and even body parts, organs, tissues and organ fabrication, drug discovery, development, personalized medicine, and drug dosage forms. Scientists are now investigating the feasibility of 3D printing to create fully functioning body, blood arteries, skin transplants, and even whole organs. This innovative method has the capacity to tackle the scarcity of organ donors and provide life-saving remedies for individuals requiring transplants. The next technology that we'll be discussing is autonomic computing. Autonomic or autonomous comes from the word autonomous, which means doing themselves, managing themselves. So it's pioneered by IBM and focuses on self-managing system. It facilitates adaptive decision making by integrating high-level policies. Means you are autonomous vehicle. What is it doing? It You just have to set where you have to go, and it will automatically find a path, automatically apply brakes, change direction, change the speed. So that is called autonomous functionality, and for that you need decision making by integrating high level policies. The system continuously improves through automation and adaptation. Its goal is to automate complex computing tasks without human intervention, and it aims to enhance system efficiency and reduce need for manual management. It is significance. Its significance include the increasing need for computers have led to more complex issues, uh, and they're especially used where you require specialized expertise. And there is always a demand for highly qualified individuals. In those places, autonomic computing can replace the scarcity of those skilled individuals. As a result, there is a need for autonomous computers to handle tasks without operator invention. Now, IBM recognized four main domains for autonomic computing that include autonomous configuration, self-healing, self-optimization, and self-protection. So, from the name, it is evident from autonomous configuration, it will automatically find the parameters for which it must be configured. If there's a problem, should be able to rectify itself, self-optimize to give better outputs, and self-protection to keep it away from attacks. Now, applications include CRM, customer relationship management, in which, and this is very interesting, in which the systems can optimize the management of leads by implementing self-optimizing. Their goal is to have maximum number of customers, and it works in a loop which automatically adjusts CRM strategies based on real-time data. So it's self-optimizing, self-healing, ensuring its efficient execution of lead conversion and customer management. In finance, autonomous computing can manage financial operations by using algorithms that automatically analyze errors in budget allocation, resource distribution, revenue tracking, and expense management. This reduces human error and enhances financial decision making. In dynamic market conditions, systems can autonomously manage pricing policies. They continuously monitor market trends and competition, adjusting pricing strategies to maximize profitability and market competitiveness. Then in inventory management, it continuously checks parameters such as stock availability, market demand, and supplier information. This self-adjusting capability ensures optimal inventory levels and reduces the risk of overstocking or stockouts. Then, when we talk about IoT infrastructure management, autonomic systems play a crucial role by performing tasks like server load balancing, process allocation, memory error correction, and automated server updates, software updates. This also provides pre-failure notifications, automated device backup, and so everything is being done automatically, ensuring the system's reliability and efficiency. Some more benefits include autonomic systems self-configure for faster deployment and integration. Their self-healing properties minimize downtime and ensure reliability. Systems so they can automatically correct errors. So they become more robust, more reliable. Systems automatically optimize resource allocation and workload balancing, continuous learning, enhancing decision making and adaptation to changes. Proactive security measures ensure data integrity and mitigates threats. Then let's see the architecture. Autonomic computing addresses the okay. So projections show a 38% yearly growth in devices, increasing complexity, making autonomic computing necessary. Distributed computing requires autonomic system for efficient management of network complexities. Mobile computing increases intricacies in employee management systems requiring autonomic computing for accuracy. Let's see the architecture. It follows the MAPE architecture, which stands for Monitor, Analyze, Plan, and Execute. The architecture is centered on the concept of minimizing administrative expenses. So, monitor, analyze, plan, and execute. We have here sensors and effectors. So, sensors provide data on any particular conditions, and whenever this condition changes, the components inside the autonomic system start working, monitor, analyze, plan, and execute. The effectors, they refer to instructions or application programming interface, the APIs that are used to modify. So effectors will notify when there's a change in the condition, and effectors will take that action. Then the next last thing that we'll be talking about in this chapter is embedded systems. So embedded systems is a system which is combined. We have, for example, a microcontroller. We have electronic devices like ACs and refrigerators. In that, we have embedded systems. So embedded systems combine hardware and software to perform specific functions. They can be either programmable or have fixed functionalities. These systems are found in industrial machinery, consumer electronics, and automobiles. They are used in medical devices, cameras, digital watches, and household appliances. Embedded systems are also present in aircraft, vending machines, toys, and mobile devices. Types of embedded systems. Why embedded system? They are compact, portable systems designed for mobility. For example, digital camera. So they are mobile embedded systems. Network embedded systems. These systems are connected to a network and provide output to other systems. So whenever there's a network, there's always a communication. When there's a communication, one is providing input and the other is providing output. For example, home security systems and point of sale systems. Suppose you have security cameras installed, so they are providing that output to, say, for your mobile, for example, your mobile phone. Then we have standalone embedded systems. These systems operate independently without the need for a host system. They perform specialized tasks like MP3 players or calculators. Then we have real-time embedded systems, which provide output within a specific time interval, making crucial time-sensitive applications, for example, in medical devices, industrial controls, and military systems. An example is a traffic control. So you must have seen in some areas traffic is automatically controlled, and that is because of the embedded system within it. To understand the structure of embedded system, you can categorize them into three things: hardware, software, and the RTOS, that is the real-time operating systems. So hardware is built around microprocessor or microcontrollers, which integrate components like memory and DSPs. Then we have software, which ranges from simple programs to complex systems. You can easily write the code for managing the traffic control signal. Then especially they are also used in industry and IoT devices. Then RTOS manages software execution, enforces rules, more complex embedded system. The basic elements here is the sensors. You can see from this figure, we have sensors, A to D converters, processors, D to A, and actuators. And we also have memory. But here, just see that memory is a separate chip and processor is a separate chip. So sensors, why do we need sensors? To convert physical data into electrical signals. A to D transforms electrical signals into, so here sensors collect electric data into electrical signals. This A to D converts, because electrical signals are analog in nature, so it converts it into digital data. Because processors can work only on digital data and digital signals, and they are stored in memory. D2A does the opposite process, which converts the digital data back to analog form, and the actuators compare actual output to the stored output and select the correct one. For example, if you have AC, so sensors collect the room temperature, then processing is done to, for example, the room temperature is 30, but in the AC you have set 22. So actuators will take action whether to increase cooling or to remain stable. How does embedded systems work? They are low cost, power efficient small computers often used in large devices. Communication ports enable data exchange between processors and peripheral devices using specific protocols. Microcontrollers include integrated memory, and so peripherals and memory are integrated, while microprocessor, as we saw in the figure, is on a separate circuit. System on chip (SoCs) combine processors and interfaces on a single chip using high volume embedded systems. So if you see the trends, embedded systems are becoming more complex with capabilities exceeding human decision making, especially in aviation. The embedded system market growth is driven by IoT applications like wearables, drones, smart homes, and smart transportation. The market is expected to reach $116.2 billion by 2025, fueled by AI, mobile computing, and advanced chip demand, because all the technologies are in demand these days. Major technology companies like Apple, IBM, Intel, and Texas Instruments lead the embedded systems chip manufacturing. So this was all about emerging technologies.